but my orthodontist was like strict on 22 hours a day, but I just can't do it. Okay, so I am on week 15 of the Invisalign orthodontic treatment. This video, I'm gonna kind of share with you the lessons that I have learned, why you need to wear your trays for the amount of time your orthodontist requires you to wear your trays, how I managed the eating schedule, the pain, and taking the Invisalign liners in and out. I made a video on starting up with Invisalign, and I think I made that video in about week 4 of my treatment, and I gave you some tips and what it was like if you want to check that video out first. If you watched my previous Invisalign video on how I got started in the process and the consultation and all of that, then I wanted to make this quick video about what it's like now. So I took notes for this video starting in week 8 because I wanted to make an update, and then life just got away from me, and so now I'm in week 15, so I'm gonna kind of read from my notes and then also tell you where I'm at now. First, let's recap why I got the Invisalign liners, and I'm gonna show you some pictures here of where my teeth were when I first started this. And really, I'm happy that I got the Invisaligners when I did, because the movement was slight. The teeth on this side had really started to space, and then funny thing, my 2 front teeth were like this. One came out much further than the other, and I did not notice it at all until I started filming YouTube videos, and then I was like, is that what my teeth look like? Oh my gosh. And so I went and had a consultation with Invisalign, and I'm really happy that I did because it's going super smoothly. There's quite a lot of movement that happens each week, but we'll talk about that in a second. And so I've been happy with the process. Honestly, it is a challenge. It is something you really have to keep up on and keep your trays in and monitor them and all of that stuff. But it has been worth it, and I do think that I would prefer this method over traditional braces, especially considering from the pictures, as you can see, I didn't need a huge amount of movement. So when I first got the Invisalign liners, they hurt a lot in the beginning, and I think that is because your teeth are stationary in the bone, and that initial jarring and moving them causes you a lot of discomfort. Like, you need to take ibuprofen or Tylenol in those first couple of weeks. But now that I'm in week 15, I feel it, but it's almost a comforting feeling now, because if my teeth are sensitive or a little achy, I know they're in that movement process. So I'm okay with it. It doesn't upset me like it did in the beginning. I also spoke about how you needed to have that hook removal tool. And that was very helpful to have in the beginning because the trays are so tight when you first get them in the first few 1 to 4 weeks. And now, though, I even read about this on the Invisalign website, the back of the aligners get a little looser as the weeks progress, and now I can just pop them out so easily. It takes me less than a second. So if you are struggling with that, it gets better. So one of the things that was troubling for me when it came to Invisalign was the amount of time that you had to have the liners in your mouth according to your orthodontist. So your orthodontist will most likely say you need to have these liners in for 22 hours a day. And since I am a researcher, I needed proof as to why I need to have them in for 22 hours a day, because it's so hard with your eating schedule, because if you can only pop them out for 15 minutes, basically for 2 snacks and 3 meals, it just wasn't working for me. But I did learn why you have to have them in for so long. So we're gonna do a little pathophysiology, or not patho, we're gonna do a little physiology lesson right now. And so what happens is the Invisalign liners move your teeth 0.33 millimeters every tray. So depending on if you change yours weekly or every 2 weeks, it moves your teeth 0.33 millimeters, which if you change it every week, that equals 1 millimeter of movement a month. And what's happening is when the trays are shifting your teeth, they're holding it in place. And on the one hand, they're putting pressure on the area of bone that they want to move the teeth into. And that triggers osteoclasts, which absorb that bone. So the teeth can actually fit into that new space now. And on the flip side, where there's a gap in bone now from the movement, osteoblasts are released to build bone into that space. So it takes time for the osteoclast to break down the bone. It takes time for the osteoblast to build bone behind the teeth. So it needs to be in that constant position in order for the pressure to stay, causing the osteoclast to absorb the bone, and for that hole to be filled by the osteoblast. So that just made me feel a lot better, kind of knowing why we have to have them on for so long in a day, but I still did have to adjust my eating per my lifestyle, because believe it or not, I started gaining all kinds of weight when I started using Invisalign, because I am a snacker. I am a grazer. I eat all day long, like little meals all day. And now I was only supposed to take them out for 15 minutes and eat my lunch and, my snacks. And so I was getting starving in between meals. And then I was like eating way too much because I was afraid I was going to get too hungry next time. And I was just kind of becoming like a big mess about this. I also really, really enjoy having coffee in the morning and hot tea at night, where I like to linger for like an hour and read my book and have tea. And I can't do that when I have Invisalign in. So I would have to say we're supposed to have them in 22 hours a day, but I think I have them in about 20 hours a day. And on different websites, and actually the Invisalign website itself says 20 to 22 hours a day, but my orthodontist was like strict on 22 hours a day. But I just can't do it. I'm sorry, orthodontists, but I can do 20, but I cannot do 22 hours. So that is what I do. I have an eating schedule now that helps me a lot more. I leave them out for an hour in the morning. Right when I wake up, I have coffee and breakfast. Then I have a snack. I take them out for maybe 10-15 minutes. I have lunch and I only take them out for about 20 minutes at that time. I have another snack in the evening and I take them out for about 10-15 minutes, and I've gotten really good. I just pop them out, have my snack, have some water, brush my teeth, put them back in. And then at dinner time, I will leave them out for an hour while I have my tea. Or even sometimes I'll take them out for dinner, eat my dinner in 20 minutes, and then put them back in and have tea, when I'm reading my book later on in the evening. I also feel okay about this because on the Invisalign's official website, it also says that if you play sports or if you play a musical instrument, you can take it out for that duration while you're playing the instrument or the sport. So I figure my tea time is my sport. A couple other things that I have learned throughout this process is I bring one of those flossers with me everywhere I go, and a toothbrush. I no longer have significant pain, just more of a constant ache in that first couple days when I change out my trays, but I don't need ibuprofen or Tylenol anymore. My teeth have remained, hold on, let me get in close. My teeth have remained pretty white, except around the glue buttons. Maybe I can zoom in on them. But I do use the teeth whitening gel I change my trays on Tuesday night. So I usually use the teeth whitening gel in the morning of Tuesday, and because I just feel like the Invisalign liners are a little bit looser that day. And I will leave the gel on my teeth with the liners in for about an hour or two in the morning while I'm getting ready. And it seems to have kept my teeth looking pretty good. So I know this was a super quick video. I will link my previous Invisalign startup video to this video, but I just wanted to give you an update. I'm at week 15. My orthodontist said that I'm going to be re-scanned in about 5 weeks from now. And I have to get another box of trays. So I'll have 3 boxes of trays in total for the treatment, but that's okay. So Okay, let me know if you have any other questions. I know this was a quick video, but I did want to update you guys that it does get better and you can manage it and you can make it work for you. So, okay, thank you.